What's up, VC? This is Brad from H2Vinyl doing a contest video for David Newton's 100 subscriber contest. That contest is called Hot for Teacher. All school themed, really cool contest. I'm doing this one real quick. Sorry, David. I meant to do this a long time, like several weeks ago. Life just got kind of crazy, and then I forgot all about it. And as I'm looking through my feed today, I'm like, huh, it ends today. And one of the things that I realized I was in big trouble when Dolphin Dale released his like 5 hours ago. I'm like, oh, I know it's the last day. So, Dale, I'm releasing this after yours. Crazy. You're not going to snipe this one. I don't know. So David has 5 questions for us, all school themed, all school related, namely with high school. And if you don't know David, fairly new to me anyway. I think you entered the VC. You were kind of invited to the VC through Beth, who I think you were in some sort of, I mean, you know, they met in some sort of horror movie group, and she invited you to the VC, and pretty cool. So you're a big horror movie fan. I know we've talked about, I think you stumbled on my channel a few months ago, and that's how I got to know you. Subbed you back pretty soon after that. And I know we've talked about Kentucky, because I lived in Kentucky for 4.5 years, and then and just recently we've touched base about Queens of the Stone Age and Like Clockwork being our favorite album by them. Pretty cool. You even did some covers, which was awesome. I think I made comments to that on the video. So yes, 5 questions. We're going to try and keep this video short. I don't have a very good record of that, but we're going to try. You asked, for most of these, you asked one album. I'm going a little bit more than that, because a lot of these albums I've shown in the last couple of weeks. So because we're talking about high school, and I was big into hip-hop and rap at that time, so most of this list is rap and hip-hop. So just so you know, I tried to switch it up a little in genre, but I just wasn't listening to much other than that in high school. So let's get into the first question. That is, share 1 to 5 albums that were your favorite during your high school years. Like I said, hip-hop. And the first one that I'm going to share is Dr. Dre's The Chronic. I was a big fan of this in high school. Well, I mean, I was a big fan of it after I became a fan of it. When it first came out, I didn't like it. Wasn't ready for the G-Funk. Yeah, it grew on me, and now, crazy as this is, this album isn't as highly regarded by moi as it used to be. Maybe I should make a video on that someday. Or albums that aren't as good as you remember them. That'd be a good topic. Another one, Snoop Dogg's debut album, Doggy Style. And I love this album, even still today. This album has great beats. Snoop Dogg is a great lyricist earlier in life. I think this is really the only album that I really love by him. But yeah, this is a great album. I learned about this group while washing dishes at work. And this is Rage Against the Machine, their debut album, released in 92. Yes, 92. And this is a fantastic album. This is definitely in my top 50, maybe top 25. I never heard anything like this. well, I guess Ice-T was doing the rap with metal, with hard rock type sound, thrash, whatever you want to call it. But no one was as political as these guys. And oh man, Zach De La Rocha's voice, it just cuts. Big thing in the early 90s, not just for me, but my high school, and that was bass music. People were playing bass music in their car all the time. I technically didn't own my own car until after I graduated high school, but you know I was playing this after I had a system in my car, and was playing it when I did drive my parents' car to school my junior and senior year. And that is bass, The Final Frontier. Yeah, you're not going to be able to say it. By DJ Magic Mike. I was a big Magic Mike fan. Sorry, this is a promo copy test pressing, I think. Stumbled upon that. If you don't know DJ Magic Mike, he is an Orlando DJ who made it big for Miami bass or bass music in the early 90s. I mean, he still does music now. Still, I don't know if he's as popular as he was back then, but yeah, I mean, I lived in Iowa, and Iowa knew who he was. So he was doing something right. So this is his 1993 album. Bass, The Final Frontier. Two more, and these are both by the same artist, and that is Cypress Hill, their debut album. I told you some of these are probably repeats from the last video that I did, but we're talking about high school. Loved this debut with Be Real's whiny voice. I wouldn't necessarily like anything that they make today. Their latest album is absolutely atrocious, but this is really, really good. Nobody sounded like them. And then you have Black Sunday as well. Oh, such a great album as well. So those are, I think, 5 or 6, something like that. 5 albums that are definitely, some of my favorite that I listened to in high school. And share an album. This is question number 2. Share an album by your favorite artist or band that you think deserves an A+. Gonna go a little bit more than that. Gonna try and do 4 or 5. I don't remember how many I have. We've already discussed this album. I've discussed it at nauseum. But David, you mentioned your love for this album as well. And this is Queens of the Stone Age, Like Clockwork. This is I think their best album. Not everybody agrees with me. In having conversations with people, some have asked, what is their peak? And I'm like, well, it depends on who you like in the band. Because this band, for a number of different people, it doesn't have like one peak. Or how do I say it? The peak differs from whom you ask. For me, this so far is their peak album. And their Villains album could actually be one that doesn't make the grade. But I didn't count that one. So, anyway, Queens of the Stone Age, Like Clockwork. Love this album. Really, really, really love this album. This is definitely in my top 10 album. Another one, going back into hip-hop. Oh, things are falling over here. And this is a fairly new album. This is 2017. Technically December of 2016, but the vinyl was released in 2017, and that is Run the Jewels 3. I love this group. Run the Jewels can't do anything wrong. Their newest album comes out September, I believe. So I'm hoping that this as good as this is, I hope this isn't their peak album. Yeah, this is the limited collector's edition with 4 vinyl, 4 LPs, 2 of them being gold, and then 2 of them being blue. Kind of matches the cover. Another one, this one's from the 90s. I was in college when this was released. And this is Radiohead, OK Computer. My thought is this is their peak album as well. Peak albums differ for Radiohead, but this is more definitive that this is their best album. This is definitely an A+ album. Terrific, tremendous album. Number 4 is around the same era. This is 1996, and this is Beck Odelay. Love this album. Beck has changed his style a lot over the years, and this is one that really, really resonated with me. You know, Sea Change, a lot of people resonate with that one. I don't like some, like a couple of them, like Midnight Vultures I'd love to have that on vinyl, but you know, that kind of funk sound I really enjoy. Wero is another one that I really enjoy, but man, this one, there's just something about this album. A+ to me. Really, really A. Just give me a red pen. A+. Going back to times of high school, and this is the Beastie Boys, their 3rd album. I think that's right. And that is Check Your Head. Released in 93. I don't know. Could be wrong on that. Maybe 92. This is quite possibly Hello Nasty I really enjoy as well. This is quite possibly my absolute favorite Beastie Boys album. It switches between those 2 albums. A+, RIP, Adam Yauch, MCA. Really wish the Beastie Boys was still making new music. Check Your Head. And then to get it out of hip hop, this is Deadmau5, his 2010 album. 2010 album. 4 times 4 equals 12. I really like the variety of Deadmau5 in this album. He does some dubstep. He does some just the house electronic music, that kind of stuff. But I mean, every one of his songs is 128 beats per minute. He's pretty much locked in. On all of these songs, he's locked in at that. But he brings in some pretty good artists, some pretty good singers. I really enjoy this album. This one, and For Lack of a Better Name, which was the album before this, I would put them both at A+. He's kind of trailed off since then. But yeah, this and the one before it, really, really great albums. Now, number 3, share an album by your favorite artist that does not make the grade. Alright, this one was kind of difficult for me. I could have shown Villains, though I've gotten into that album more. And there are some songs that I like a lot on there, like The Evil Has Landed. Oh man. And I found out why I like that song. Because most of it was written in 2002, 17 years ago, something like that. But there are a few albums that I thought of, and it seems like this group, more hip-hop, and then after this one, and more hip-hop even after that. This group really nailed it with their sophomore album, and then has just steadily been going downhill with every release after that, and that is Czarface. And this meets Ghostface, who's a member of ex-member of Wu-Tang Clan. Czarface in Spectadec does some of the beats for them. He's also an ex-member of Wu-Tang Clan. And then you have Esoteric and 7L who rap in that. It's very comic book themed as well. Really like the concept of it, but this album just wasn't done well at all. It's almost like all of them weren't in the same room together. And I listened to this a couple of times. It did not get into it. And actually, I try and sit, and sometimes it's hard to do this, but I try and sit down and listen to albums. I got bored with this album. This album just didn't do anything for me. And so I just was like, ugh. So this did not make the grade. The next one, another, I definitely wouldn't say, well, you say to pick your favorite. I have one favorite album by this guy. Actually, two. Three. This guy, it's Dr. Octagon. I'm not going to, so this is his latest, second to latest album. I don't remember if I got this from, this is Record Store Day 2017 or 2018. I don't remember. 2018. So it was last year, not this Record Store Day. It was last year. So you can tell that I haven't opened it. I have listened to it, and it has Dan the Automator on it, which I love. Cool Keith, and it has DJ Qbert, who I love as well. Cool Keith, also known as Dr. Octagon. Cool Keith worked with Ultramagnetic MCs back in the 80s and very early 90s. Really loved the album Critical Breakdown by the Ultramagnetic MCs, and I really liked Dr. Octagon, the first debut, which was 96 or 97. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. But anyway, and I enjoyed it. And I picked this up. I listened to it on Spotify on the way home. And I guess I forgot how vulgar he was. And it just wasn't a good listen. And I thought, after 20 years, I've changed. He's changed. Apparently not. And it wasn't good. And so I haven't even opened this. I think I was thinking of taking it back or getting store credit or something, but I didn't. Maybe I thought that it would grow on me or anything, but after that one listen, I just haven't had any desire to listen to it even on Spotify again. Anyway, so that was 3 for ones that don't make the grade, 2 that don't make the grade. Then question number 4, share an album that was released during the year you graduated high school. I graduated in 1994. Yeah, 1994. And this one was kind of a little difficult for me. I guess I don't necessarily think of when things were released. And really, I find that when something is released, unless I know the group, and none of the artists I was listening to released something in 1994. And so when things are released and I don't know about the group, it usually takes me a year or 2 or 3 before I actually am introduced to them. It kind of happened with Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine, I heard them in 1993. Well, they released their album in 1992. Well, this is the same thing. I learned about these groups in late 1996, early 1997. So I had to look up 1994 artists like in Google. What are some albums? And I'm like, oh yeah, all right. So I got 3 here. And this first one is Offspring, Smash. Man, the big one for me on this one is Come Out and Play. I love that song. Such a good song. But yes, released in 1994. I guess I always thought this one was released in 1995, but it is 1994, and that is Portishead Dummy. I'm a dummy for not even thinking of this one. I had to look to Google for it. This album is fire. All I gotta say. And then learned about these guys in college. I actually thought that this for the longest time was a 96 release, and it kind of reminded me, oh, this was released in 94. And that is Weezer's debut. This is a MoFi pressing. I love this album so much I bought 2 copies of it because for some reason I thought it was limited. I mean, it is limited. And what number do I have? Do I have a number? Yeah, I have 28,385. So apparently they did more than a few thousand copies. Yeah, I love this album. The funny thing is, like, Portishead and this album could be named, A+ albums as well. Smash, it'd be a B+, A-, yeah. So those are the answers to that question. And then the last one, have either a song title or an album title that reminds you of school. And you had a few choice words like boys' room, teacher, but the one that stood out for me was principal. And that is Principal's Office by Young MC. I don't technically watch any VC entries before I do my contest entry, David. So I don't know if this one came up or not. It was pretty easy for me to think of. The other one I thought of was I Missed the Bus by Crisscross, but I don't have that album. I only have a single. And it's not that single. But Young MC, I love this album. I just remember listening to this in high school and thought it was, actually I was probably in 8th grade, but really enjoyed this album. Busta Moves on it, but then Principal's Office, which was huge. And another one that I thought of was Parents Just Don't Understand. Have a whole lyric about buying clothes for school and how their parents just don't understand. Yeah, Stone Cold Rhymin', really, really great album by Young MC. Well, David, there are my entries, the albums I talked about in my entry. And yeah, man, congratulations on 100 subs. I know how hard that is, but you've done it in like half a year or something. I don't know. How long have you been making videos? About a half a year? 8 months? Something like that. So way to go, man. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're enjoying these. And we look forward to, seeing this weekend, whether it's, tomorrow or Sunday, who is the winner of this one. So I'm going to be watching the rest of some of these, these contest entries. Hope you're enjoying them too. And everyone, take care. David, take care, man. And hope you all are listening to great vinyl. We'll talk to you later.